Okay, I want to give a big hearty welcome to our owl expert here, Denver Holt, owl expert extraordinaire. This is Roy from the Cypress Snowy Owl Facebook group, and I want to welcome you on behalf of our 2,000 members now to Cypress. We're so happy to have you, and we look very much forward to the talk tonight. And that's just what I want to ask you about is what you might have to say about inviting people here, what you're going to be doing, anything you would like to say to our group to get them to show up tonight and see you.
Well, first of all, thanks, Roy, and thanks for what you've done for putting this group together and this, this female, what I would say is a young female snowy owl, and it's all good, for owls in general, and it's good for the public too. So thank you for doing that and generating such interest.
You're welcome. What can people expect tonight? I want to really try and rally the group here to show up and see your lecture. Of course, it's on Zoom, which we want to let people know for sure. And I have plenty of links in the group for people to see that are at least in my group. But what kind of introduction can you give, short one, just to what's going to be going on tonight?
First of all, I hope some people show up. Today with Zoom anymore, people stay home and, people like myself like to have an audience to talk to. So I hope some people show. But basically what I'm going to do is, I've been working on the breeding ecology of snowy owls for 31 years. I just finished my 31st season, ready to go up for my 32nd season, which is a long season in Barrow, Alaska, which is now called Utqiagvik, a place to hunt snowy owls, a Nubian Eskimo term, when the owl used to be a food source. So anyway, that's where the study takes place. And mostly I've done breeding biology, as I said. So tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the group through the breeding biology of snowy owls from, kind of like the beginning of courtship, the end of courtship, egg laying, hatching, chick growth, parental behaviors, nest defense, and then chicks leaving the nest and chicks fledging. And then after that, it's hard to say what goes on between when they learn to fly and they start to migrate, say September, October, to where they end up in the winter time. So, but we are going to talk a little bit, once they end up in the winter place, is migration, eruption migrations, and then extraliminal records, if that is correct terminology, and why did this snowy owl show up here, and Cypress, California, so far south of its normal winter range. How to get here, who knows, but we're going to talk a little bit about all of that, and it's show you some cool slides. It's hard sometimes to give everyone in the audience what they want. And so it'll be predominantly, public people who are interested in knowledge of snowy owls and seeing cool photographs, along with a smaller percentage of researcher types, biologist types, that like to see data. And so when you go to a professional meeting, it's all data, it's boring, and it's graphs and figures and tables and things of that sort, and everyone falls asleep, can't read the tables and all that stuff. When you do a public talk, you have a little more flexibility to show really cool photos. So I'm going to try to balance that tonight with 3/4 cool photos and then 1/4 of a little bit of data, and then explain the data in a way that people will say, oh, shoot, that's cool. So that's basically what I'm going to do.
Well, that's very good. I hope we get a good turnout from the group tonight. It's fun to see a photograph next to you from someone in our group, and a lot of the photographs are here were taken by members of our group, so that's fun. I'm just going to come over and shake your hand and thank you for being here. Just meant to be a short video to encourage group members to come out to the group. So just 1 second here. All right. Thank you so much, Trevor. I appreciate you being here, and we're just very excited of the snowy owl, that it's been here and it's become part of our community. People are just in love with it. A lot of people are just somewhat depressed now that it's not here. So
yeah,
thank you for being here.
That always happens, and it's good for snowy owls. It's good for people. It's also good for snowy owls. Education, talk about conservation and the Arctic and things like that. And then, as I said earlier to someone, when it comes to owls, there's probably no other group of animals in the world that are so popular and so well recognized. Then within the 260 to 70 species of owls in the world, there's the snowy owl. And that generates interest far beyond any other owl species, and arguably, most wildlife species. And so when a snowy owl shows up by itself in Southern California, or 20 or 50 or 100 show up in the Great Lakes in the Northeast region, it's the biggest wildlife viewing event of its time. And you can probably attest to that, as thousands of people have come to see this individual.
Yes.
From all walks of life. And that's the thing that's so cool. It's people who don't even have an interest in wildlife will take their families down. Hey, the great white owl from the north is here, let's go look at it, you know.
Right. Senior
centers, school groups. It's not just a birding event. It's really a public event, and it's a great opportunity for sharing, just talking about wildlife in general.
You know, I've seen that so much in the Cypress Snowy Owl group. It's become quite a community. There's a very active community. The posts in this group are like no other group I've seen. All the great photographies, all the great comments, and everything from kids, the excitement of kids, to the spirituality of the owl. A lot of people have a sense of a real feeling of spirituality toward why the owl is here. And it's really brought, especially that little community that the owl hangs out in there, in Cypress. It's really brought a lot of neighbors to meet neighbors.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really big thing for that community. It's been a big thing for me. I live really very close by there, and it's I just love the owl. I miss the owl. But
it's like a sporting event.
Yeah.
You know, everyone kind of puts everything aside for the certain, you know, for the game, and this is kind of the game. You know, all these different backgrounds and walks of life coming together, and just you who may not ever talk to each other or never did, and now they're here to say, wow, this is cool.
It's amazing how one snowy owl can really bring a community together. In this picture, I just love. I really love that picture.
Yeah, it's nice.
Anyway,
a lot of pictures.
Welcome. Yeah, welcome to Cypress, and hope to see many of you here tonight.
Please come.
And hopefully, we'll see the snowy owl somewhere soon. Maybe it won't be in Cypress, but as long as we can see that it's somewhere and safe and healthy, what's the chances it's going to show up somewhere that people are going to see it and report it?
Oh yeah, you know, I think it just might migrate back up the coast when it's time. It may not be time yet. It may have just found a different area to hunt that's better. So some of them we'll see. You know.
And you know, just the last thing here. Do you think there's a chance that it will return to the Cypress neighborhood where it's been seen for over a month now? What do you? I know that's a tough question, but could you imagine this being somewhere for a few days and then returning to the zone where it's so comfortable?
Yeah, and that's certainly feasible. You know, in the areas where I know we have them, not as often in Montana, but other areas, you know, the birds will be there for a while, then they disappear, a few birds, and then, you know, a week later there's a bird back in that area. So whether it's the same individual or not, it's hard to say, but this one here is likely the same individual. So yeah, maybe it'll come back. Maybe we just found a better place to hunt, or it's trying something different. So who knows, you know?
Who knows?
But right. I think it'll end up marshy areas, coastal areas is what I think.
Yeah.
They're a little more marine than we give them credit for.
I've seen that in some of the research you've done, and it surprised me even that I've even saw where they will float on little pieces of ice and hunt ducks or whatever from that piece of ice that's out in the Arctic or wherever, I don't know where.
The current satellite data that, you know, Project Snowstorm and a few other people in the Northeast and Eastern United States have been doing in Canada, you know, kind of adds to that body of knowledge, and that they can be a little more marine than we've given them credit for. But if you read the historical literature, which, you know, people tend not to do these days, right? Is read, you'll find that, you know, whether it was a Coast Guard ship or an explorer ship from the 1890s or Eskimos hunting out on the ice, that they've always encountered snowy owls. So it's not new. We just now have a better way to track them a little bit more accurately and stuff like that. But it's not a new thing for them to be as marine as they are.
Well, that's an interesting.
And it's not a new discovery.
Right. Well, that's great. I think we're going to learn a lot more tonight, folks. So please tune in tonight, 7 o'clock here and 7 o'clock online. But we hope those of you that are local will show up and show your support and love for the Cypress Snowy Owl. Signing off. This is Roy Roush and
Denver Holt. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And give us a plug for the Owl Institute, you know.
Oh yeah, you know, I meant to do that for sure. And you're in the group. I don't know if you know, but here, actually, you can still go. You want to give a plug to the Owl Institute?
Yeah, and go to the Owl Institute website. Do you have a newsletter?
Yep.
Yeah, actually, ladies and gentlemen, if you get a chance,
It's great.
Go to the Owl Institute website, Owl Research Institute. You can see our roost. This is our annual newsletter. It's pretty nice and helps support not only snowy owl research and conservation, but owls in general. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.